He has it?
Yeah.
All right, well, don't talk about it yet. All right, and we are live. Welcome, sort of. Yeah, we're all here in the comfort of our home. I didn't even finish doing what I was doing. I'll finish it during the show. So I don't know what it looks like from... Yeah, I'm looking this way. I'm trying to figure out where I'm looking. But welcome all to the most important show on the planet. The show must go on. The Today in Millenia podcast. I'm your host Legs Diamond, and I'm proud to bring you this week's episode where we're going to talk more about the coronavirus, if you didn't guess. No, I'm just kidding. But before I get started, hopefully you see them on the screen. There they are. Miss Maheen Savani, welcome to the show, and we're going to do a little quicker for him because he's already sitting right there. It's a little different, but you know where he's fighting out of. Brentwood, New York, via Puerto La Brea, Puerto Rico, Alexio the Hammer Rivera. Welcome, sir. How
What's
are
up?
you?
Amazing.
Amazing. Everything's delayed, so they're not retarded. Well, I can't say that for sure, but that's not why it's delayed. It's delayed because of
You're
Skype.
gonna be delayed too when you answer one of our questions.
Yeah, but they'll just think that was Skype. But they might think you guys are retarded. They're never gonna think I am. Is what I'm getting at.
Everybody's used Skype before. They know
Really?
the delay.
Really? Because I haven't. Do you guys see
You
that?
gotta give our audience some credit.
Yeah. It's
No,
been around for like 12 years.
I'm just messing around. So we're here. I have this studio. Welcome to my humble abode. There are crazy lights that you would get like when you're like 7 years old and they have like those colors around them. But I pulled all the color things out and just put these big bulbs. They kind of look cool. And they're up. Cameras on the table. And Maheen and Alexio are right here. So Skype can't fuck us today. We're not going to rely on Skype's recording ability to save the show. We're going to rely on the cell phone. And so it's getting me and these two. And look at them. Look at them. They fucking are the worst. Why? Why do I even... I should just turn the chair a little to the left, face the fucking camera, and just do it myself. Because it just...
I'm reading about Joe Exotic.
I'm literally doing work
I believe Alexio.
for the podcast.
I believe Alexio.
You know,
I believe you.
You know how news reporters always have like pieces of paper that they're like reading or writing notes on right after it goes to commercial or comes back from commercial.
With
That's
both
what
their
I'm doing.
thumbs. Yeah, because all news reporters write like this.
I'm recording on my phone.
You're holding it? Are you? I believe you. I'm just kidding. Are you holding the phone in your hand again?
No.
Oh, okay, yeah, because it's super stiff. You look actually good, Maheen. We're gonna have to every time I gotta do this. Like it's so stupid. Fit and crop the fucking video. Thank you. There she is. All right. And yeah, so I'm here in my Corona pants, mocks on, all COVID-19. Just in case, like Maheen didn't get it. Like so, I'm taking off that Drake song, All Summer 19 or All Summer 18, All Summer 18, blah blah blah, all COVID-19. So that's the joke, Maheen.
I get it now.
All right.
It's really funny.
So, you finally watched Tiger King?
Yes, I finally watched Tiger King.
All right.
All of it.
What did you think?
I did not want to like it. I have to say, like, the first episode you really have to, like, push through. But by episode 3, I was hooked in. I was, like, going down a rabbit hole.
You were hooked,
and
right?
it just got crazier and crazier. Like, it's worth it.
Yeah, you were hooked, right?
I was hooked.
So, who's your favorite character?
I don't like anyone personally. I'm not like rooting for anyone out of this thing. Everyone is fucking batshit. I don't know actually. Kind of like the lesbian with one hand. But
That's a good pick for like most likable character.
That's what meth does to you though. Like I feel like that's the reason why I don't want to even watch the show, is because it's just like I know what drugs they're taking. And I don't want to associate myself with those people.
Okay, well, that's the silliest thing I've ever heard.
You know what it is? I was telling Maheen earlier that I don't like peer pressure. So like
you have defiance disorder.
Like you have to do something or you have to do this, man. I'm just like, fuck off. I'm gonna watch cartoons.
All right, so you feel bad for the gays, which I understand. I understand that because I do too. The two young men who were tricked because of tigers, and tigers can be an alluring thing. You know, they're definitely alluring to me. Whether I would take a penis in my mouth or ass over a tiger, debatable. But would I be excited about one? 100%. Now, you add free meth and tigers together, and again, I'm not into meth, but if I were into meth, yeah, now we're talking about taking dick. Of course. It's free meth and tigers, dude.
For 9 years.
For whenever, for as long as you want. For as long as you want. I mean, and
that's how long they were married for, 9 years.
And I do understand not liking that, but you can't go on other people's opinions, dude. Like, fuck other people's opinions, what they tell you. Because clearly you haven't seen it because of that statement. That's how I know. And I didn't mean it's not the dumbest statement I've ever heard. You have all of it?
What statement?
That you'd rather not be associated with meth addicts or whatever your reasoning was for not watching this fucking documentary.
No, I haven't watched it.
Right. And the reason I know you haven't is because...
What other drug that you would decide to have sex with a man for 9 years?
No, that's not my point. My point is I know you haven't watched it because that part is only a part. Like, when I asked Mahim who her favorite character is, she knew what I meant. Like, the meth addicts are just one character. They did do the most on him, but there's Doc Antle, there's the guy who was like the copy of Scarface.
Well, you don't think everybody's on meth in that show?
No, they're all different people. Like, Doc Antle's probably on a different...
But you don't think everybody's on meth?
No.
I think everyone's on some sort of drug.
On something, but they're not all on meth. They're not all on meth.
They're all...
Doc Antle seems like a goodie too. Like, he thinks he's better than everyone.
Leader,
yeah, he's like a cult leader, so he gets high off of that. People under him might be taking drugs, but I don't think he seems like one of those guys. Like, I don't drink, I don't do anything, and then I run this cult and bang all these women, and because that is what he said.
Teenagers, he bangs teenagers. So throw that out there.
No, again, he banged them when they were teenagers.
And lured them in and locked them into his
but they had been there for like 20 years. So the guy, he's like 50. He was only like in his late 20s when he lured them in. Like, they just stayed for 20 years with him. Like, yeah, they blew that up too. That guy Doc Antle went on Theo's show and explained himself, so that's why I'm not letting you knock him. I actually appreciated him the most because my biggest takeaway was the poor animals, which thankfully they didn't talk much about. Like, what about the fucking tigers? Like, who they're feeding them Walmart meat and shit? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, what do you want your tiger to eat the illest meat? Like, why would you want a tiger? Why would you want that many animals that you can't even take care of? That was, like, my big... I just thought that was the worst part. I thought Joe Exotic was polarizing. He polarized me. He was just a character.
Polarized me.
He polarized me, dude.
He's a charismatic guy for sure. He ran for governor.
No, he's larger. He's larger than life. That guy, dude. He's
but
fucking
I think he's got
polarizing.
schizophrenia or something. Like, there's something very wrong with that man.
Oh, he's a nut job. But he also is like Theo said 100 times, like, he's like a hard worker. Like, he was always out there every day, just like doing the same bullshit that like he sucked at, and his animals were treated like shit. But Doc Antle was on Theo's show, bro. Their facility is better than the wild, like, and plus all these things are bred in captivity anyway. They'll die if they let them go. So it's just about like keeping alive the ones that they have now. But they his facility is like worlds past Joe Exotic. So you would have learned about this guy, dude. This guy, Alexia, this guy's got a fucking harem of bitches. They made it seem like it was like 15, but he went on Theo's show. He's like, bro, they were videotaping my son's girlfriends and some of my nieces. And they were just like, look at all his girlfriends. And he's like, dude, it's like six of us. And he goes, these women been with me for 25 years, some of them. They were 18 when they came here. He goes, I get old, they get old. That's how it works, he said on Theo's show. He's like, I don't know what
But then they had that girl that was only there for 8 years, and she left the one that was in her own house, and she...
Yeah, she didn't want to play ball, but she was able to leave. The problem is that people get stuck in a situation where that's their whole life. That's what cults do. That's their whole life for 8 years, so that restarting thing is tough, you know?
Yeah. And especially because he pays them $100 a week.
Right. So, but he pays for everything, so they're not used to, like... You make more than that, but you actually have to take that money and take it to the store, and you have to get what you want. Like, it's probably hard to readjust to just getting this measly amount to have some fun with each week, and then having someone take care of everything, and basically working 96 hours a fucking week, just killing yourself. Like, on tigers, which they loved, you know. And I think that's why people do it. They get into the tigers, you know. They get into the fucking. I don't think my tiger's gonna make an appearance. Maybe I'll try to grab him at the end. Yeah, I think he's hiding. He got all freaked out when I ripped the room apart.
I can't pick up.
He was like,
I can't pick up my cat. My cat will fuck me up.
He's like, fuck you, bro. You're a pain in the ass. But yeah, so that was my biggest takeaway, the poor animals, but they weren't all meth addicts. That was a small story in like a bigger story. The guy that they think was based on Scarface, who definitely wasn't smoking meth, he was just snorting coke, you know, and they say like he was...
Oh, I liked him.
But he was pretty cool. He was like, I've been at the game a long time. He said, you know, I just have a couple tigers, but I got them from these guys. That's why they interviewed him, because he would get them from these two big guys, Doc Antle and Joe Exotic. Joe Exotic is basically running like the bootleg rundown version of what Doc Antle's running.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, but really, actually, if I was to pick a character, I think I liked him best.
Who?
That guy, the Tony Montana guy.
Yeah, the Tony Montana guy was cool. And what I was gonna say is, the fucking bitch-ass motherfucker was that snitch with the fucking lemur, dude.
I saw a meme made of him with Tekashi 6ix9ine's tattoos on his face.
Who? That guy? A meme of that guy? But yeah, that guy's a straight snitch of the century. How bad is that? Like, because Joe Exotic is like the guy of coronavirus, the man of coronavirus. And that guy is the snitch of coronavirus. Imagine you had to be the snitch of coronavirus, how shitty that would be. But yeah, so it was a great documentary. I would not watch it for that reason, Alexia.
I think he was just picking something that
I just don't like peer pressure. Like I didn't watch Game of Thrones until the last season.
Well, you're a fucking hipster. You're a hipster.
I wouldn't call myself a hipster.
I would. You're a hipster, Alexia. If everybody likes it, Alexia don't like it.
There's the guy in the floral cowboy hat. I don't really know.
Yeah, but I'm not like... I'm just trying to cover a bad hair day.
Jesus Christ. I'm thinking of cutting my own hair.
I'm trying to cover a bad hair day. I look so fat, I know, on camera right now. Like, I'm sorry, dude. I probably just am fat, bro. It's Corona season. Like, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to fucking do? I'm slugging Reddies. I'm fucking burning strictly glucose. Like, I have nothing else in me, I don't think. I just have glucose. What are you guys eating?
I'm eating good. I've been cooking. I've only ordered food in once for myself through Grubhub, and I got my whole thing refunded too because there was a hair in my food. So I'm not going to order anymore.
That's disgusting. During coronavirus.
That's gross.
And you already know I'd still eat that shit.
Would you rather have a hair or a nail in your food?
A hair.
A hair. How the fuck does your nail get in there, bro? That's disgusting. Like, I don't even want to think about how your nail got in there. That's gross.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they should be wearing gloves.
Brittle ass fucking nails though, chipping off. Like, that's fucking weird, dude. This person probably has more diseases than you can count. If their nails are chipping in your food, they got problems.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been ordering and picking it up. I let them just cook it, slap it in the plate, same thing as they would always do. It comes off hot, and then I'll take it from there. Instead of having the extra hands on it, you know what I mean? The delivery fuck, like. And then pay you all that money. Like, I ain't doing shit. So, I might as well just get up, get my coronavirus. Like, sometimes people, I think, like, I was thinking about it because me and Heen talked yesterday. And I actually recorded it. It's a fun little thing. I might cut it up, make it shorter. It was actually pretty funny. I'll send it to you. And, but we were talking about how I was not doing quarantine correctly.
No.
Because I'm, like, out a lot. I play golf and shit. But I think I just logically understand what's going on. Like, I gotta stay away from fucking strangers. Like, that's what's going on here. So me getting in my car and driving, like, at least I gotta get out of my house. I drive around the block to Buffalo Wild Wings and then have them run it out to me and then keep my window like this. I already paid. Just slide it in, motherfucker. That's one set of hands. They were gonna touch it anyways. They're the ones who packaged it up. Somebody's gotta hand it to you no matter what food you're getting. Someone's gotta get it from the cook to the plate. Like, someone does that in that tray. And so they bring it out to me. That's as safe as it's going to get. The delivery guy coming is the same contact, plus he's extra hands. Stupid. I'm not doing anything anyways. And at the golf course, they got the 6-foot rule. Like, you pay, the guy walks away. You pay at the fucking machine. They don't even want to do cash, really. They'll do it, but you leave it on the counter and they take it. But I don't do cash. And then you just got to trust the guy that you're playing with, which I do, so that's it. Otherwise, you're not near anybody.
We were talking about this and saying, like, with social distancing or with shelter in place, if that's where we're at now, like, people like you or places that are open, like people are going to look at it and say, oh, the golf course is open. I guess I can go.
100%.
That's
100% that's on them. 100% that's not on me. 100%.
That's exactly why people won't stay home, is because places are open.
Yeah.
Why the fuck is the golf course open? No offense, but
the golf course should not be open if they don't want. Well, like I told you, I thought they were going to be closed, and I was looking forward to a week of just walking on by myself. I'll play 36 in a day, like just walking around a circle out there with my own shit. And we show up day one, me and the same friend. So I already planned, like I already was near him after this all happened. Like if he had it, we were fucked anyways. So he also plays golf, so we just play golf together. And we both show up, think it's gonna be empty, and there's fucking flooded. It's flooded. This is the first Monday when they said shut everything down. We're like 100% they're closed. I'm like, we'll just walk on. I walk on anyways. I'm like, sometimes I do it when I get there and it's too late, and I want to play anyway. It's still light out. I'll just go to the first hole, like leave the money on the counter for it. And so we went, and they full $50. They're like, yeah, 18 in a car at full price and everything. There's no Corona fucking discount or nothing, dude. They don't give a
Corona discount.
I don't give a fuck, bro.
Who decides what business is essential, huh?
I have no idea, dude.
Apparently recreation is essential.
I guess being outside, I mean, it's keep me from killing myself. I would kill myself. I don't know how you guys are actually doing this. For the 3 days that I actually did do it, while I was waiting for these test results to come back, I was gonna murder myself. Like, I watched everything on Netflix, dude. Everything. Like, there's nothing.
You watched everything on Netflix.
Everything they have.
And Pornhub.
Yeah.
I saw someone had posted something, and they're like, I've run out of porn sites to watch at. I've already looked at, and it was like a list of 100 porn sites. And they're like, please give me suggestions.
What? I don't watch porn like that. I jerk off.
I think it was a joke. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
No offense, Maheen. But yeah,
I'm sure there's a ton.
But some people watch it. No, some people watch like that. Put it on their fucking TV, bro. They're fucking weird. I mean,
we sell bios. We have people that are add that shit to their packages.
What? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because they like that. They like watching that shit. Yep. And downloading it. Who the fuck downloading porn?
It always blows my mind when people like download it and keep it, and it blows my mind when people pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, people...
Or like have video, like DVDs of it.
Yeah, what the fuck? Dude, it's on the internet for free. Like, Pornhub has more than enough for you to jerk off to and then move on with your day.
And you can't watch a 5-second ad and hit skip?
Of course, like, yeah. And the ad is like, oh, stroke your cock while I fucking get buzzed. Oh, yeah. Pornhub Live, better than Pornhub. That's the ad. Bro, the ad on every video is Pornhub Live, and it's some girl yelling that exact quote. Anybody who watches Pornhub at home knows that I just gave you the quote. That's exactly what she says.
Yeah.
And she's like, Pornhub Live. There's like a slogan. I can't even think of it now. I mean, I don't watch enough. But yeah, it's like Pornhub Live exposure. So something weird like that. And and that's the ad every time. So yeah, I can handle that for 5 seconds. I skip it. Sometimes I forget to skip it. Just depends which one.
Just watch it.
Yeah.
He watches the whole thing and just goes like, maybe I'll invest into that one.
Yeah. Depends how quick I gotta be out. Sometimes that's it.
Level.
I'll just be done
it's the
there.
Next level.
That's how they get those people.
Yeah.
They're the people that just forget to skip it 1 or 2 or 3 extra times. Yeah.
No, yeah. This is so bad we're having porn combo. But listen, there's nothing else to do out there. So if you are sick of Pornhub, I'm into the cam thing, but you don't want to do it on Pornhub. It's expensive. You go to Chatterbait, you don't have to pay anything. I've never tipped anyone. I've been a Chatterbait viewer for probably somewhere close to 7 years. And I've never paid. I'm so terrible. Everybody's gonna unsubscribe. I'm sorry. I should give them tokens. I'm so sorry. Everybody should. You guys should all unsubscribe from my channel.
In my opinion, before we start.
Fuck me. But yeah, I've never given it a token. I was a kid. I didn't even have a card when I started watching it. But so if you're into that amateur cam shit, Chatterbait's a good place to start. But you should give them tokens, just like you should support the podcast. Anyways, onward. As Theo would say.
Onward.
Moving forward here. What do we got? Go ahead. Oh, so you need me.
In my opinion.
So you need me. All right, here we go. Bear with us, people. Bear with us, everyone at home. take a snapshot. I'm cool with that. I'm just going to hit the escape button. That always works. Here's Alexia's email. Don't worry about that.
In my opinion, you're going to start with Sweden. NBC News,
this
the first
is
one.
well laid out. He wrote real stuff. Fuck.
That's mine.
Oh, you wrote that. Oh, I thought Alexia was like fucking with me because he was like, last week I was like, do you have anything that's actually... Yeah. All right, so we'll start with ABC.com World News, Sweden.
Yeah.
All right, and then everyone at home, I'll cut this ahead. You guys will see it, but I guess let's do this so that you guys can see it as well.
So, in my opinion, Sweden gives 0 fucks about this coronavirus thing.
Me, and that's you for the whole episode, so take a gander.
I can't see myself.
No, I know, now you can't, but when we go back. All right, so here we go. It's just acting weird. So, Sweden defies lockdown trend, bets on residents acting responsibly. What a fucking bad bet that is. That's worse than me doing the fucking thing I was doing. The material presented by the public health authorities is weak, even embarrassing, said one professor who is critical of Sweden's strategy. Like, that's a bad idea. That's a bit. So they're just running rampant out here, and they don't understand that
they
this
left
is.
The schools open, they left the restaurants open, they left the bars open. So Sweden's going to be like a good study of what could happen if we decided to do nothing about this and just let life go on as normal.
I guess. Like, do they not have any cases?
It's starting to build.
Look,
it's starting to build, but they were late on this whole thing anyway. They didn't really have cases early on.
There he is, people. The big guy's in the house.
Big guys,
yeah. What are you doing, big guy? So they're just gonna. So wait, how many cases? I'm sorry.
I don't know how many cases they have, but they're in the article. It goes into how they think it's gonna spike. I just don't know what their mentality is behind it, because there's nothing really online that's from them saying like, hey, we don't think that this is gonna be a big deal.
I mean, I feel like it's just ignorant of them to think, like, and they've seen what happened in China, they're hearing what's happened in Italy,
what's happening to
thinking
us?
about all the other countries.
Maybe they're thinking, hey, maybe this is a good thing for the purge.
Like, Sweden's
wonderful.
Not Sweden's not Switzerland, right? Oh, here it is. All right. So, yeah, they're just getting started, dog. Good luck to you.
Yeah, they're just getting started.
They just got it, right? They just started being a problem for them. That's why we're talking about it. So they had 70 new deaths last night. Good for you. I remember when it was only that for us. And you know what's funny? Let me read you the numbers here, because they're not giving a fuck. Compared to all the other places that have around what they're doing, Brazil, and Israel went up the same as they did. Otherwise, everybody else having the same amount of cases only went up like 265, like Norway, 6 deaths. Like, even though they had the same amount of cases. So, you can see it. You can see my screen, right? So, Sweden, like, had a lot of deaths in comparison to what they had new cases. And, like, I don't know. That's stupid, I think. This is the funniest shit. Oh, my God. They finally pulled them. Oh, no. Here they are. China reported. Do you see this? Right. I swear to God, China just reported for the first time in fucking 3 weeks. 35 new cases. That's what they decided to give us. 35 new cases. Milo, can you believe that bullshit? 35 new fucking cases. You're such a liar. Like, you're such a liar.
Yeah, that just can't be. That just can't be real. So if you want, we can move on to the next one. So Sweden.
Look at this. They're saying. Wait, hold on. Hold on. I want to talk about these numbers. Like, look at this. Look at what they're saying. China's literally reporting that everyone is better, basically. Everyone is better. No one's dying. Like, they're just so ridiculous. Do you read this?
Yeah. I want to talk to that guy who was talking about the trucks full of dead bodies
Well, that's
and
in
the people
Brooklyn.
working around the clock to get rid of these dead bodies. Like, what the fuck? I want to know.
Yeah. And that was early. That was like our second time.
Remember the
recording on
MMA
Yeah.
fighter? Remember the MMA fighter? The little girl?
Yeah, the MMA
Remember
fighter
I was saying
saying
that? And she
saying
was
that they
freaking
need
out.
help.
That was weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so can I show you guys something that I just want to point out? So,
What?
we're getting run rampant out here, but thanks to our privatized healthcare system and our much better medical system, we have less deaths than Italy, who had literally a sixth of what we had in new cases.
Yeah, but they're a few weeks ahead of us.
But they're still dying at a higher rate, and we're
like
still catching cases at a higher
We're like 5 weeks
rate.
behind them.
What does that have to do
We're
with?
like 5 weeks behind
What
them.
does that have to do
And you
with
know
the
it
fact that
takes
they're
like
dying?
2 weeks
had
to
it.
see
They
full
had-
symptoms.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with that they're dying at a higher rate?
Because they've had it for longer and a longer exposure time. So it's really in 2 weeks from now is really where we could, I guess,
Compare this week to their
Compare it.
their week in 2
we
weeks.
had longer to prepare for it too.
I'm just saying that their healthcare
It's
sucks. Like, yeah, they're prepared.
it's
They're not
not
getting.
the same thing.
They're not getting as many new cases as we are. They're
The
doing a better
quality
job
of healthcare is not a dictator on
of how many people die.
deaths they
That's
have.
not true at all.
It's the overwhelming of their medical system.
Who
If we
told
had
you?
the
Who
same
told you
amount
that
of
the
cases
quality
for the
of?
size
But
of
who
the
told you
hospital,
that the quality of healthcare has nothing to do with the amount of people who die?
Literally, Nick's point was that we get paid more, so we care more to save our people.
Well, no, we care more to be better at medicine. Like, we're further advanced because we get paid more.
No, but what I'm telling you is, in this case, it's the fact that they have more deaths in Italy. It's not about the quality of the care. It's how much their medical system is being overwhelmed by the numbers of cases.
Right. And we have more cases, so we should be more overwhelmed. What's your point?
We had more time to prepare for it, and we're
Wait. You said that they're further into it. You're contradicting your point.
No, I did. They're further into it. So
yeah, so how did we have more time to prepare if they have further into it?
Remember 1 month ago, we were saying that Italy is 5 to 6 weeks ahead of us. So they've had it for longer,
right?
Longer exposure time.
And they're smaller country.
And we were planning based off of that.
We're a smaller country, so it should be easier for them to take care of everyone. You're right.
No, we have more facilities.
No, less people is going to be easier. Not more facilities. Like, the reason we have more facilities, the reason for everything is because of the way our healthcare is set up. The reason theirs is not is because of the way theirs is set up. That's the facts of it. You keep saying they don't have enough hospitals, they don't have enough this, they don't have enough that. Well, what do you think that's for?
No, it's not about enough. It's about the numbers.
But we have more cases.
The amount of people that came in.
But we have more. So what is your point? You don't have
You're
one.
talking
All right,
about
we'll move forward then.
A small country, a smaller number of people.
And you're talking about how they're more overwhelmed even though they have less cases.
No, what I'm saying is...
What are you saying?
Well, they have less cases now.
They had... So we are 5 weeks behind them, and we were modeling our social distancing, our plan.
Well, they actually went further with it. They're under martial law there, so
based off of what was happening in Italy.
But they're under martial law there. So what are you talking about?
No, they have the same social distancing.
No, they don't. They have the military out, martial law out there.
Now they do.
They've been for weeks.
No, they haven't, bro.
Right. Now you're just making things up to try and like circle on this point.
I'm not.
Instead of just saying the facts that in that country, their Medicare for all policy is not working. They're dying at an alarming rate, a much higher rate than we are.
Listen. What I'm saying is,
if you're going to disagree with that, then we're going to have to agree to disagree.
Where they are right now is 5 weeks ahead of us.
That has nothing to do with it, though.
Yeah, it just does.
No, it doesn't, because that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they are dying at an alarmingly high rate, and they have less cases. So they have less to deal with. They have less congestion in their hospitals. They have less everything than us, and they're still dying at a higher rate because their medical system is not good.
Their hospitals are packed.
So are ours. What is your point?
I also just want to point out that because we have to rely on...
You just want to socialize healthcare and we'll argue it till the death.
No, 100%. Because we have to rely on...
Like a true Libby.
Privatized healthcare and whoever gets, like, the most ventilators, like, I'm sure you guys have seen and heard Cuomo talking about, like, whoever, like, this little fight of trying to get more ventilators and trying to get more medical equipment and only receiving a little bit at a time, like... It's not going to who has the most money. I don't know. It's not working. Like making this makeshift hospital in like the Javits Center and like in Stony Brook and stuff like that. Like they don't have enough to fill it.
Ours isn't perfect. I'm not saying that, but it's better than theirs. Theirs is not working. Leaving it up to the government is not working. Thankfully, we do have a private sector that are making ventilators and are fucking doing things to help. And we do have private doctors.
Overcharging and not giving it to the people that need it, but they're going to give it to the people that will pay the most for it.
Well,
it should just go.
It's been a gigantic problem.
Yeah. That's where the government is holding them for, like, the areas like that. Like, yeah, it is a gigantic problem. But it's a huge problem in Italy. Huge. Bigger than ours.
Also, the military was only called in.
And you're arguing that their medical system is better. That doesn't make any sense.
Listen.
You're not making any sense.
What I'm trying to... But that's... What you're doing right now is literally what happens in every political debate is where you're like, oh, that's it. That's what they're trying to do. That's their only argument.
No, I'm trying to answer you a question. What are you saying?
They put in martial law in March 20th, right, Mahim?
March 20th.
You just looked it up?
What is that?
I just looked it up.
10 days ago, right? 11 days ago. Up until then, they were doing exactly what we've been doing. And they had the same problems that we had, where people were still going to beaches, people were still going out.
But I'm not talking about that.
Still going to the park. What are you talking about?
I'm saying we're actually worse at the social distancing than they are. We have an alarming amount of cases, 24,000 new cases.
The same at social distancing.
We have more total cases. We're growing faster than them, is what I'm saying. They're slowing down until, no, we don't have the same. I just had it up. The numbers.
So you just said the same point. You said Nick, you just said that we're slowing down, and they're slowing down. Yeah. That's because, again, like Alexia said, they're 5 weeks ahead of us. So
right.
We continue to do.
Right, but their people are still dying. Like, even though less new people are getting it, they're still dying. It's a 2-week ordeal. So it's not a 5-week ahead thing. These people just got it within the last 2 weeks. 760 of them.
Black and white.
It's not that black and white. But the numbers, all right, it's not that black and white, but to tell me that those numbers prove your point is insane.
No, I'm not saying it does.
Insane. Like, those numbers don't show
that it's not the same
that America's medical... I'm talking about the actual care, the quality of the care. I'm not talking about who's more prepared, who's this and that. Who's better at keeping people alive.
I'm saying that it's not a fair, I guess, comparison based off of this one's better, that one's not.
Okay, so I'll revert the question.
Even the demographics.
I'll revert the question.
They have much more old people. They have way more people who live under one household, as far as them having 3 or 4 generations under one household. It's just, they have a much higher rate of older people smoking, just like they do in China. It's different. It's a different thing.
Okay. Well, whose healthcare system do you think would do better then in our country?
It's not. That's which one is better is still up for debate.
Which one would do better? Yeah, that's what we're debating. That's what we're doing.
It's called in my debate. I mean, I wouldn't say in some ways ours is much better because of the competition, but in a lot of ways that.
Which was my point. What the fuck have you been arguing with me for fucking 10 minutes for?
No, I'm not arguing with you over. You're saying that this one is definitely better. Right? What I'm
saying that our care is better, like our quality, because of the competition, and it's clear in the numbers. I'm saying because more people die out of less new cases.
Quality,
if these people are dying within 2 weeks, the
part about ours is that quality is not evenly distributed.
It's clearly evenly distributed enough. If we have 24,000 new cases, and 760 of them are dying, 700 of them are dying, and they have 4,000, and 750 of them are dying, plus 750 plus.
I also just like want to point out that this isn't a 2-week disease. It's not a 3-week disease. There's no timeline on it. There's people that are dying now that have had it for 3, 4, 5, 7 weeks. You know that we don't know how long they've been on a ventilator.
When did that come up? Because they told everybody else who had it that it's a 15-day quarantine, and then they get retested and they get rid of it. That's why.
Well, they do 15 days because it's 14 days to see full effects of the disease, right? So if I'm out and about 2 weeks ago,
no, 7 days. No. The doctor told my mom 7 days you'll be sick, like hard sick. 7 to 10. People say they're sick the whole time, but for people who are in decent shape, it's like 7 to 10 days. If you don't end up in the hospital and dead, like that's how it works. That's what they told her. So I don't know who told you what you're talking about. Like, did a doctor tell you that?
I mean, there's people that are in hospitals on ventilators for more than 7 days.
Got diagnosed with it 7 weeks ago or whatever. They were able to test it. They had it 7 weeks ago, and they died 7 weeks later from coronavirus. That's what you're telling me.
I'm saying there's 100% there's people like that.
Yes, there's 100% people like that, because what you're saying is that you get sick during that time, but the people who get it bad,
they get other complications.
Who have very bad symptoms, they get other complications.
Right. That's not. Should I re-say the question then?
That sticks around for a long time.
That's fine. But they're not dying of corona. Like, they don't have coronavirus when they're dying. They had it, and then they got really sick from it, and they're dying later on.
They're dying later on, but they're dying in the hospital.
So for the majority, all right, so we're talking about the majority. You're talking about people who get complications that cause them to die well after the virus is out of their system. But nonetheless, the virus is out of your system in 2 weeks, correct?
So, Nick,
these are always like twisting everything. All I'm asking you is the virus out of your system in the 2 weeks? That's what everybody's reporting.
But the report covers people that are dying from coronavirus-related deaths. Like, I read something from somebody who works in a morgue, and
I fully believe that.
I
get that. But that's not the majority. I'm talking about most people. It's a 2-week infection.
How would we know?
I don't know. You don't.
How do we know? I thought that's what they're reporting. They're reporting if you have it, quarantine in your home. Hopefully, you don't get too sick to end up back in the hospital. And in 15 days, you should have gotten rid of it. That's what they're telling people. What do you mean? Who knows? Where are you getting this stuff
a case that's not that serious, and we're talking about people who weren't taking care of it.
No, I get that, but you're just trying to use this point to like revert me looking at the numbers that way. And what I'm saying is that the majority of people though do have it for 2 weeks. So it is the numbers from 2 weeks, not from 5 weeks. Yeah, a few people will drag on and then eventually die, and they'll count that on the total. But for the most part, people are dying within those 15 days.
Yeah, but Nick, what you're saying is you're trying to count deaths, right?
No, I'm just saying there's more deaths per case.
Yeah, but you're talking about deaths.
Yeah.
You can't just single out the people who died during the 2 weeks. If you're counting deaths, you have to count all the deaths.
Right. Well, one day have to look at the total numbers, and we'll really see at the end of it, like, who had the most cases to deaths, what's the ratio, and figure it out.
Yeah.
But for right now, that's what the numbers are reporting.
There's just not enough information.
All right, so you should have said that.
Either way, we're going to have to move on.
Fucking should have said that. All right,
Either way, we'll have to move on.
This is, not Sweden. Where are we? Zaandam. All right. So what do we got? Zaandam and Rotterdam cruise liners granted permission to dock. Coronavirus-stricken ships will proceed to Port Everglades, where passengers will disembark. So, what's Port Everglades?
Florida.
I guess it's in the Everglades, Florida.
It's in Florida. This is what you're talking. Okay, this is what you're telling me about. So, 2 coronavirus-stricken cruise liners. When did these cruises go out?
I know, right?
Why are they still fucking cruising? What? I thought they canceled them.
I thought cruises were only for like 7 days. So I mean, that's even worse. These people went cruise.
Yeah.
Were they retarded? Like, first of all, if you're going on cruises anyways, there's something wrong with you. Like,
my point though.
In general,
the cruise shouldn't be running. People aren't gonna go if the cruise is not running.
No, but I'm not talking about during coronavirus. I'm just talking about in general.
Oh yeah, cruises.
In general, you probably just shouldn't go on cruises. But we're talking about 305 Americans. So that means that you must have had to cancel on your own. Which, just like the golf courses, are the golf courses on video, or were we just talking about? Oh, we were just talking about that. I don't even remember if it was during the episode or before.
I don't have video.
It was during the video, and during this episode.
Oh, it was. Yeah, so same as the golf courses, like, it's their fault, kind of. I didn't know, like, my brother and his girlfriend must have said, I'm canceling the trip because of coronavirus, not the trip has been canceled because of coronavirus. If that makes sense. So that's leaving the decision up to just every random American to decide if they should go on a cruise, and whoever else is on this thing. 295 Canadians, 229 from the UK, and 131 Australians. And I think Trump was talking about it last night, right?
Yeah, Trump was. I mean, he's doing a good thing to help these people out, getting them into Florida and getting them home. But then, why not fucking stop all cruises?
Yeah.
And why choose Florida, by the way? That's probably the most amount of fucking old people.
Everyone's gonna fucking die once that ship. Once people walk off that ship.
Yeah, that ship comes in, and Florida's gonna peak. Which Florida just fucking decided to close to do a lockdown.
Yeah, but probably because of the ship. They're probably gonna lock it down, bro.
And because spring break was still happening, and that's money for the state.
Yeah,
a lot.
100%. And I was gonna say, they tons of money for the state because they make a lot of their money on what do they call it, tourist revenue. And then the other thing about Florida is just the fucking people there are as close to a zombie as you're gonna get already.
Yeah.
So if the zombie, if it really is like what it seems, which is a zombie virus, dude, Trump was talking about it last night, but like Florida would be the first place for it to pop up, is the end of that joke, but I just hoped everybody implied it. But Trump was talking about it last night, and he was like, his dumbass, like, he's like, and this is not like some regular thing, you get coughed on, spit on, you're gonna get it, that's normal. People are just near it, they're near it, and you're getting it, and it's like he is an idiot, but that is for real. Like, that's what's happening. Like, you just get near it and you get it, bro. It's like you don't even have to really get spit on. People, this shit is the zombie
airborne up to 10 feet.
What?
For like 3 hours.
I mean, you got delayed.
It could be in the air for like 3 hours.
Yeah. Isn't that fucking insane? Like, how are you even gonna stay away from it? And the mask, doesn't really keep it. Like, it does, like, the spit can hit you, but like, it really just keeps your spit away from people more.
Yeah.
Like, so if some corona
what
zombie,
I heard is that the people who should be wearing masks are the people who
fucking have it. Yeah, like if the corona zombie comes and you're wearing your mask, this isn't really making a difference. It's gonna get on you, and you're eventually gonna get it. Like, you're gonna breathe it in, or it's gonna get through the cotton on your mask or whatever those things are made out of, and you're gonna get it, bro. Like, this shit is Contagion with that movie, bro.
I saw a picture of this woman with her mask was pulled down, she had gloves on, and she was eating her McDonald's.
Oh my god, she's eating McDonald's.
Whatever.
With the gloves on?
In the subway.
Wait, you saw this?
In the fucking subway, with gloves on, her mask pulled down, eating her fucking chicken nuggets.
That's not real. You seen this, or you seen a video of it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the video.
Oh, it's a real video going around? Oh, I thought you saw it. That would have been even crazier.
No, I saw it. But
yeah, if Beeny saw it and didn't videotape it, that would be nice.
I'm not going to the subway.
No, it's on Instagram.
Yeah, who the fuck is on the subway? Who the fuck's eating on the subway anyway, and then doing it with your corona gloves? Like, what's the point of wearing the gloves? That's why you take them off so you can eat.
That woman.
Like, I don't wear gloves, so I can't eat out.
The turnstile, the fucking... this chair.
Yeah, I don't know.
You should not touch things. It's
disgusting. Like, and the gloves, like, you're gonna end up doing that anyway. That's what I realized. So I don't do the gloves. I'll do the mask sometimes, but I just try not to touch my face, and I just clean my hands because I have no choice. Like, and the mask helps me from touching my face. When I go do the mask is there, because the gloves,
I feel like I touch my face more if I have the mask.
I probably do. And then if I have the gloves too, I'm gonna be like fucking with it, and they're just gonna be rubbing on me anyway. So it's like I might as well just know the hands are off limits. Like, I almost treat them like they're the only weapons I have. From all my years in no Purell, like, they're the only weapons I have. So if they touch things, that's okay, as long as they get clean before they touch anything over here. Right. We're good to go. So that's like that's how I handle the
I think that's okay. The people that are
because the gloves, I would just start treating them like, oh, I'm safe because I have gloves on. But then I'm touching myself with the gloves. What the fuck does that do? It doesn't do anything because I realized, like, I'm always gonna do that. So I just started training my brain, like, the hands are just our protective unit here. Boom, boom. We touch whatever. I touch whatever. I don't give a fuck. Smelling candles. Put it back. You can get corona, motherfucker. But I'm gonna go wash these bitches. And I don't have Purell. It sucks. Like, my car could be ridden. I don't, like, the car, I clean that, like the steering wheel, because I don't have any Purell. Like, I don't have a little one to carry.
It's gonna ruin the leather on your steering wheel.
It's a steering wheel cover. It's a piece of shit, dude. We don't all own fucking Lexuses and shit like you mean.
I don't have Alexa.
Whatever it is. What up, fatty? So.
Did your cat just hiss at you?
No, I think I did something.
Okay.
He better not have.
Probably my cat.
Yeah, he's a fucking weird dude, bro. All right, so the cruise ship. So yeah, Trump's doing some good things. I was gonna say he's doing all right. Oh, I had a little bit of a rant. This is a sort of unifying rant, I guess. It's not anything we're gonna disagree on. I don't think. I just think this is the most pathetic I've ever seen Americans react in a crisis as far as unification since we've been alive. I feel like we're always a little better than this. Do you agree? Like, everyone's kind of still bitching.
It's because...
Like, remember 9/11, bro? Like, you couldn't say anything bad about America. Everyone would kill you. Like, everyone.
Yeah.
And now, I did have this one theory that it may not feel that way because when you go out... It's like you want to be like, hey, we're all in this together and like really nice to everyone, but you also are, it's Corona, or everyone is like, it's Corona. I don't know whose fault it is, because when I read social media, I'm just
exactly.
I'm kind of disappointed. Like, I mean,
the thing is,
go ahead.
For 9/11,
I can't tell if you're gonna go or not with this fucking delay.
Yeah. What? And in the beginning, to be honest, it was easy to blame Asian people, and they're just.
Yeah.
I mean, we're even getting mad at that. That's kind of crazy. I don't agree with it because we have so many Chinese people in our country. You can't call it Chinese virus and all that shit. But we can't blame each other. I mean, it's a pretty obvious who to blame. Just China, not the Chinese, not anyone who's Chinese.
Yeah, but that makes it weird.
Yeah, now it's weird. But if the shoe was on the other foot, what do you think? They're going to be blaming it on each other in China?
No, but the reason why you can't do that is the reason why that's weird is because that gets racist so fast.
Yeah, it does.
Like, there's people attacking.
Yes, because
there's literal attacks on Asian Americans.
I agree.
And people
like
from
Muslims
different Asian nations.
Just like Muslims in 9/11, same thing. Yeah, people are disgusting, and that's why you can't say it, and you can't have the president say it. But my point is not that we should say that. My point is,
Muslims are like, yes, they moved on to the next
exactly. Fuck the Chinese, bro. Fuck the Chinese, exactly. All the Muslims are pumped up. They're like, get somebody else about it. But no, my point is really just like we don't have to blame ourselves though. Like we could just be like, hey, this sucks. This happened to us. Everyone's doing the best we can. And that's what it seemed like more in 9/11 and even the crash in 08 and even these hurricanes, Sandy. Like, even though it was mania at the pumps and mania all over, I just felt connected to everyone else. And I didn't matter what their political beliefs are, where I feel like this one, and it may be because it's unique in that you're stuck in your home and social media is as big as it's ever gotten. Probably this is the first crisis any of us have been talking publicly about things like consistently. So like it's new, I guess, for a lot of people. So maybe that's why. But I mean, I sent 2 articles this morning just on the shitter to my mom just to like make a joke. Like one was from my dad. My dad posted, who we know is on the right, and one was from someone else on the left. And one was how it was all Cuomo's fault. He posted, downstairs. He posted all Cuomo's fault. That this is bad, right? Of course, because Cuomo's a Democrat and blame the state specifically. You can't blame Trump, so you gotta blame and that's in response to the article that the next one I read, which was everyone's following Cuomo now for help, no one's looking to Trump. How on earth can those 2 articles even exist?
Yeah, they do.
But they do. Yeah. And people are sharing them. Not only do they exist, people are sharing them, and they love the clickbait, and they're arguing over them, and it's just like, ugh, like, dude, we're all going broke.
Here's the thing with that. My opinion on that is that that existed during that 9/11 period too, where there was such polarizing opinions on it, and what you saw on Fox and what you saw on CNN was different as far as who's to blame and what kind of action is being taken. Just now, there's just much more highlighted because social media is that much bigger, and so many there's so many people that have a voice now because of social media.
No, that's
so
what I mean.
many
It's unique, and
outlets.
Also people are like in their houses. Like people were out after 9/11, and nobody has the balls. People are more real out, like not real, but maybe fake. But they're just Americans when they're out, and so maybe you felt like we should go to war, maybe you felt like we shouldn't, but when you ran into somebody you never really found that out, and you always felt this sense of like we got to do something, something's got to be done, and we're gonna get through this. Like that, I just felt more of that. I don't feel it reading people's things. I don't feel it talking to other people. Everyone just seems like fucking. They don't know what's going on, like who to blame, and like I don't know if it's everybody just being shitty or it's just too much social media, which is probably the latter. You know.
I think a big thing about this too is that there's like no end in sight really. There's like, you know, the like cleaning up the terrorism
should sponsor
and cleaning up the and building a new building, like that was our goal. It was so easy to say, hey, you know, we're gonna bounce back from this by cleaning this hole in the ground up and mourning our dead, and then and building a bigger fucking building and blowing up the terrorists. Like that's such an easy goal for them, versus now is just like, when are we going to get back to work, and what's going to happen after that, and when's my next paycheck going to come after my unemployment, and you know, all this other, there's too many questions right now. I think that's why it's so divided.
People are super scared. And go ahead, Beeny.
No, I was just going to say that, like, that's exactly right. Like, there's no timeline. There's a goal set, and there's like a, hey, we have to do this for X amount of time, or hey, this will take XYZ, you know, timeline, and then it'll be done, and then we win as a country, we move on, or whatever it is. Like, there's timeline. There's no timeline. There's no way to know.
No.
There's like nothing to do.
A lot of uncertainty.
I agree with that. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, who knows when people are going back to work?
Yeah.
It could be a while, and it's just a crazy ass time. So, yeah, it doesn't feel to unify. Everybody should just throw some jokes on there. Like, just be funny. That's all people want to hear. If you want to make fun of somebody, like, just be funny. That's my problem, I think, with most of these posts. It's like, they're fine if these blog articles were funny. They're not even funny. They're just clickbait and nonsense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and that's
it doesn't even make sense.
Anyone can read it.
They're just spinning a story. One's spinning it how it's Cuomo's fault. One's spinning it how it's Trump's fault. And nobody likes it. I don't even understand how you could come up with two articles that different, but they did it. People figured it out. And neither of them are entertaining, and neither of them were fun.
It's so crazy, man.
So if you know how people do all that whack shit, like, where they're like, if you're really going to support Trump, unfriend me, or if you don't agree, I'm keeping my AR-15. If you don't agree, unfriend me. You know, that kind of shit? I'm about to put that. If you're going to post articles that aren't entertaining or funny, regardless of what the opinion is, unfucking friend me. That's my next post, even though I haven't posted on Facebook. We're going to make t-shirts of it. If your fucking articles and blogs that you post aren't funny, unfollow me, dog. I don't need to read your nonsense. Especially if it's not good. So, that's my message. Stop putting up. If you're going to argue and fight, make it entertaining for us, for people to read. So when you're taking a shit in the morning and you're like scrolling through Facebook, you're not just like, what the fuck is this? So.
Want to move on?
Yeah. What do we got next?
The next one was China lying about their numbers.
Which we all know.
Which we all know is true.
Which we've been saying. You heard it here first. On Today in Millenia. I've been saying it since that MMA fight. Before that, we've been on this shit. Sorry. Just had to let everybody know.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But if you could go down, there's like U.S. intelligence.
Did you read it?
Yeah, I read it.
All right, so sum it up. Yeah, so I don't have to read it.
Yeah, so this is on Bloomberg, right? Yeah, it's on Bloomberg. So they're going by their economic numbers and seeing, you know, based off of how many jobs and how, you know, we after our podcast, an article came out of the cell phone users and how many cell phone users they lost over the course of this COVID-19, and everything was like 21 million, which a part of that could be because of business and people getting rid of business lines and stuff like that, but that could only account for a certain percentage, right? And so that's why they're saying that U.S. intelligence, they're saying that they're definitely lying about their numbers. But I'm posing a question to you guys. Either one, they definitely lying about their numbers, which we know is probably true, and this epidemic is still going on. This pandemic is still going on in our country. Or two, they did get it under lock and key, and they actually did get ahead of it by locking down their country. If they did do that and they were able to avoid 100,000 deaths and 250,000 deaths, would it be worth it for us to also give that much power to our government? Would we be willing to risk our freedoms, our way of life for a short amount of time to give that much power to the government to be able to enforce it that much?
Wait, it's two questions.
It's really one question.
It's just the scenario that, say it is
It's
true.
just just scenario. If it is true.
Oh, you're saying if it's
where
true.
they were able to lock it down that well and not have it spread to the rest of their country.
Oh, okay, I get it now, yeah. Because I was going to say, the first question is, no, they're faking their numbers, and...
You're faking their numbers.
Yeah, and it's all bullshit.
Yeah,
and I
so
think that we
this is a
should circle back to that,
hypothetical
because before you guys were like, yeah, stop, when I was trying to talk about that, now it makes sense, because we were going to talk about how they're faking their numbers anyways. So let's remember to circle back and pull up those numbers, how they only say 5,000 people died, but the MMA girl, world champion of the world, is freaking out about it. But anyway, go ahead. Yeah, it's so ridiculous. Go ahead, Beeny. What do you think? Would you give all the control? Well, what do you think?
So, and again, I think it comes down to like mental security of knowing that there's a timeline. If it was a week, if it was 2 weeks, you're telling me I can't, go grocery shopping, fine, I can order groceries from Peapod. I can figure out what I gotta do. I can get medication delivered from CVS. That's cool. I can do that for 2 weeks. But if it was uncertain, if it was something where I didn't have a timeline, I don't think that we should have that much lack of control in our own, it's a free country, Yeah.
Wow, Maheen.
Do you agree with me?
Of course, sorry.
Is this a first?
Of course, you just said fuck the government. Yeah, of course I agree with you. I think you're 100% correct. I'm going to pull off this thing so I can see you again. Yeah, I think you're 100% correct. And I was thinking about that the other day.
This never happens.
I was like, yeah, it was a heated one early, so that's good. We finally agreed. So I think that I was thinking about that. I was like, at what point do we have to just be like the stores have to just be like, I'm trying, like you told me to put the stickers down and I'm letting 5 people in at a time with a register, and like what's gonna happen when they're just finally like, listen guys, whoever wants to brave it with us, we have families, mouths to feed, we're gonna open up if you want to come eat. And then how long does it take after that before people are just, this is in us, our private citizenship, like sometimes like the government, just because they're in the government doesn't mean they know everything. Like nobody knows what's going on. So who says a private guy or a fucking public figure, like a public government official, knows any more, And I think in this country it won't happen. I know the question was what I think is better, so I guess I should answer the question first. I like it our way, like, I'll play on my fucking computer here and sell my math, whatever we got to do, I'd rather take my own chances and I'll figure it out than them cut everything down, shut everything down, kind of take over all your bills. You're going to owe them. Even this stimulus package is going to cost everybody. That's what they're all showing you with those memes with the $10,000 to get $1,200. It's not really it is the case, but it's better than last time. The 2008 one, we spent $10,000 and got nothing. They gave it all to Ford and GM, so they cut us in on this stimulus package. But yeah, stimulus packages cost a lot of money, and if we all lock down under the government, like China did, and saved all their fucking people, and if they really did that, if we did that, we would owe the government for a long time. That's how government control can get overwhelming. Crazy. I think is a nice way to say it. Yeah, crazy. That's when they can really. That's how not like Hitler's, but yeah, like Hitler, that's how people like that rise up when you need the government so much, which we do. Right now we need them. Like who else has the money to fund this virus shit? Like the vaccine, I don't have it. Bezos has it. That's why I think here, if you could incentivize him enough, he'll just do it. Like we'll figure out a way. I'd rather keep it our way. I think we'll make it. But now back to the original point. Do we really think China did that?
Absolutely not.
We're agreeing across the board. It was a rough first half,
Absolutely.
But now everybody's here, ready to go.
No fucking way. Like we have
No,
300.
it was a fun first half. That's why we made the show.
350 million people in this country, and we're having a hard time controlling it.
Yeah.
They have 1.5 billion people.
Just look at this number. So look at the numbers, Alexa. 86,000 total. 81,000 total had it. 76,000 have recovered. They've only lost 5,000 people. 3,000 people. They're saying. In the whole time, and we've already lost 5,800. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
No way.
Look
There's
at
just
these. No way.
And then here's us. Honest Abe over here. We got to give our fucking true numbers and how fucking dog shit we are. We should lie a little bit. Fluff this thing down.
We shouldn't lie.
I mean, you know the death number.
I think if China was more forthcoming with the information without lying so much, then we would have known about this. So far in advance.
That's like a logical brain hitting on the head. The reason why we keep blaming everyone and we're trying to figure out. Did Trump? I found a tweet. It said he didn't think it was that big a deal. Cuomo, I found a tweet. He said he didn't think it was that big a deal. Here's Cuomo saying into this. Here's Trump. Like all this shit that you're hearing right now, none of them would have said that if China was like, whoa bam, whoa bam, whoa bam. This is what's happening. Everybody was like, this is serious from day one. It's like, it's not. It's the Chinese. A bit of the Chinese government's fault. It's not them. It's not any Chinese person's fault. It's not the area of China's fault. It's the communist leadership in China's fault because there's only a few ways a virus like this can spread that badly. The most conspiratory being like weaponized warfare that got loose on them, right? Like that's what people are saying. Have you heard that one?
Yeah,
that's the most conspiratory. All the way to probably what happened is that they didn't do a good enough job of getting their information out quickly. That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
And it's one of those few things, but they did something wrong. They either purposely tried to kill everybody, which is a huge conspiracy, or they just didn't do a good enough job of letting everyone know that it's bad. But regardless of which one of those things it is and on which spectrum, it's a bit their fault. I'll say it. It's their fault. Everybody says I'm soft.
It's definitely their government.
It's their fault. Yeah. I can say that with a full heart. I can't say it's the Chinese people's fault. I know that gets better ratings, and being an asshole gets better ratings, but it's not China's fault. It's their fucking government's fault.
I was just gonna say, for a government that's already blocking comic books and movies and things like that, certain
no biggie to get them to shut up.
Of course, Alexia, you were telling me.
You were telling me that people were saying that used to work in the government, coming out saying that was the thing. Just shut the fuck up. Don't tell the truth, right?
Yeah.
What were you saying? Said that? That you said somebody was came out saying that in the Chinese government it's a known thing to not tell the truth.
For everybody.
No, I know. I thought you were telling me that you read an article about that. But anyways, yeah, of course, that's what they do. They just lie about shit. So it's China's fault. But yeah, let's keep it the way it is. Let's see how we get through it. I just think it's crazy in that there's no ending, and sitting in your room sucks.
Can I just see the numbers for India because they are beating people who are going to the streets now, right?
Oh my God! Have you seen the videos?
You told me about it.
What are they doing?
Beating people that are going out into the world.
Oh, they're doing good.
This is a lie. That's a fucking lie.
They're doing good.
No way. There's no way. Those have to be bullshit numbers too, or they don't have enough tests. Because India has some of the worst slums in the world, and there's no way to control those.
Like wildfire.
Nick, have you seen the videos where they're beating people?
No.
Oh my God! Go to YouTube and look up India police beating people to stay home or beating people coronavirus. So they're driving around in mopeds, and anyone who they see on the streets, they start hitting them with fucking sticks to go home.
I have so much shit running on my fucking Wi-Fi. What is it?
India.
Oh, you want to see my girl? Did she pop up? Yes, my girl, Dr. Mona.
India police.
Let's fucking give it a second, I guess.
Computer's fast.
Yeah, I know. Dude, there's so much shit running. I got everything up.
Not Indiana. Come on.
Oh, my God.
Alexia, remember all the times Nick would get mad at you?
Dude,
Oh
well,
my God,
nothing
yeah.
ever ran
He's
this
just
slow.
like, just slow.
India police curfew beating? Or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks, Trump. This one?
The one below it's shorter.
Okay.
It's like a short video. Oh my God. Stay home.
Oh my God, dude, he's whooping him.
Hey, why are you outside, motherfucker?
Oh my God, what was I thinking? Did I really think my shit could handle that? Oh my God, good thing I made it bigger. Holy Jesus! That guy doesn't look like a cop.
How are they going to control that?
That kid's like, fuck.
What are you doing outside? What are you doing outside, homie?
Yeah. They're whooping his ass. Look at him whooping everybody's butt, dude. Like
Everybody.
Oh yeah, if you're just listening, dude, we're watching the Indian police force just beat the living shit out of people with these sticks. It doesn't look like it's like hurting them bad, but just beating them. Now they're spraying them with hoses just for being outside to disinfect them. They're disinfecting people for the lockdown in fucking India. Wow, I'm glad you guys made me watch that video. That was fucking great. That is so funny.
That's crazy.
That was crazy. They're just walking.
Anybody who they see outside, they're just like hitting them with sticks.
Did you guys see the mom that pulled a car over and was like, I'm gonna call the cops because you're driving around?
Yeah. The kid's just like, alright.
She's like, you should film me. She started that whole video with something so white. What did she say? Oh man, whatever.
I didn't see this video.
It's so funny.
But that, yeah, so China's a bunch of liars. That's what we came up with. What do we, what the fuck is that? Something's playing in the background. Alright. What do we got next?
Alright, what do we have next? If you go to Donald Trump's tweet in the email, it's one of the screenshots, the pictures. So this is a non-related coronavirus news.
Oh, yeah. They were talking about this last night. Go ahead.
So this Iran thing is still going on, and based off of U.S. intelligence, Iran might be planning a sneak attack, or like, I don't know why they keep using the word sneak attack.
Yeah, like if they know about it, it's not really a sneak, right?
Yeah, it sounds like they're gonna hit us with a pillow when we're not looking.
Yeah, don't hit me with that sneak attack, bro.
Yeah, sneak attack. But they keep using that fucking phrase. But yeah, they might be planning an attack, either Iraq or not, either Iran or like their affiliates, I guess. Their organizations that are tied to them are planning some type of attack. So it's getting heated. We're planning attacks. And Trump is just like, hey, if you guys do anything, you're gonna regret it, basically.
Yeah, no, and they asked some questions about it. He was super brief, like him and the military guy were just like, whatever, just basically saying.
Guys,
what?
Sorry to interrupt. This weird, sketchy-looking guy is at my front door. Should I tell somebody to let him in?
Who is it?
I don't know, but he's full face covered. My parents are definitely not opening the door.
With toilet paper in his hand? Is that correct?
You have toilet paper in his hand?
No, it's hollow. Should I talk to him?
Who is it?
Yeah. Talk to him.
Yeah, talk to him. We'll put
My dad just let him in the house.
Who the fuck
What?
is it?
My dad just let him in the house.
Don't let him in the house. Well, you're in quarantine.
I'm gonna be right back.
Dude, what's going on? Live? You're doing this like live? Somebody's about to kill you with corona live? Dude, go ahead. Go ahead. I mean, it's not that I hope she doesn't die, but I mean, it's good television.
Yeah. We're about to go viral.
And you do, yeah. Why didn't you leave her camera on so we could hear what's going on? What's wrong with her?
What a mamook.
Anyways, what's up, Milo? You looking at the camera? How's the angle look? Good? He's like laying on the bed behind the thing. Let me see if I can show you. Behind the camera, you see him?
Oh my gosh.
Look at this fat fuck, dude. Just chilling. Here she comes, I guess. What happened?
Was he the Verizon guy?
No, apparently my tenants ordered a mattress. Why are you ordering a mattress right now?
Yeah, that's kind of weird. But
Weird.
regardless, what the fuck were we just talking about?
They're trying to save the U.S. economy, I guess.
We were?
Who?
Your tenants.
What the fuck is going on?
By buying a mattress.
Yo, fuck this delay, dude. I have no clue what's going on half the time. Wait, who's trying to... We were talking about saving the economy or your tenants are trying to save the economy?
No, forget it.
All right.
Let's move on.
All right, let's forward. Here we go. Where do we go next?
So I just wanted to do that, but we can move on.
Oh yeah, the tweet. No, yeah. So that's what we were doing. We were talking about he did say something about it, but they were really quiet about it, and they were just like, hey, if they're gonna threaten something like this, especially at a time like this, then we're gonna respond, and we're just gonna talk and intelligence and blah blah. One thing I want to say, he said last night, it's probably gonna turn into a little bigger news, maybe not, but even the Republicans were getting a little snippy about it because they, a lot of people who are like Tulsi Gabbard is like isolationists. And like a lot of Republicans are like that too. They believe we should start getting rid of China as a resource and shit. And Trump, they asked him basically to bash China, and he was like, basically didn't. He was like, we have some good things going over there. We have some things that we have problems with, and we'll talk to them about it. But we think we can make a lot of money basically on this trade deal, and we're gonna keep good relations because of it, is what he said. And they were drilling him a lot of questions about it. So that came up last night too in like the Corona briefing. And speaking of, have you watched these?
Yeah.
You've seen that little... You haven't watched... Great, he's doing her job out there. So there's this little motherfucker that's like the doctor, like the head doctor, and he hates talking.
Fauci?
Yeah, he's like... what's his name?
Fauci? F-A-U-S-O-C-I.
So you know his name, but you never seen one of these. Bewildering. So Fauci, that's his name. Hopefully that's his name. He's this little guy, and he hates talking, dude. And it's so funny. Like, he'll, like, answer the question and walk away. And then the next person... Oh, that's bad. Sorry. Will come back and ask him another question, and Trump will, like, call him back over, and they'll have to re-answer the question, and they're always making jokes, like, how much he loves talking and shit, even though because he fucking hates it. But, so they do these things every day, and it's really funny. This little motherfucker, he's, like, 4'11", and he's, like... the head honcho in charge. Everybody is like asking him, what the fuck are we gonna do next? And so that's what he talked about at the briefing, that thing, and then Iran. So after the tweet, how do we get out of this? Yeah. What do we got? Memes? What is this?
Yeah, no, today in Florida, it's the last link.
Oh, click Orlando, makes sense. Alright, so once my speedy internet
This one's called Pea Napkin.
Oh, wonderful. Ready. Are we ready? So we got a good one out of Florida, and it's crazy because thank God they weren't in quarantine, I'd like to say first, because had they been, we would have been without. Now they are, so we might be without a Florida segment for a little while. Who the fuck are you, bitch? And we might be without him for a little while, but we'll find him. So here we go. Naked couple found wrestling in a car outside Florida mall during fight about pea napkin, police say. Suspect says girlfriend tossed pea napkin at him. Look at this fucking winner. Just on his early stages of fucking meth addiction. Just
early stages, yeah.
This is the whole reason that Alexia will not watch Tiger King. This is encaptured in a photograph. Encaptured in a photograph. This kid right here would 100% take it in the ass from Joe Exotic.
Oh, for sure.
For some meth and some
tigers. Oh, for sure.
Like, this is 100%. Bro, this cat is fucking watching me from where the camera is, and it's so weird. What are you doing, dude?
He's thinking about eating it.
Yeah, he probably is. He's probably like, I think I could get him. Is he distracted right now? What the hell is he doing? I've never seen the TV.
I think I read an article once saying that cats, if you die in your house, cats are more likely to eat you than your dog.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's both would eat you, but it's just cats would wait, dogs would wait longer.
Cats would eat you immediately. If he could
Yeah.
eat me, he would eat me now if he could eat me. But he can't. 100%. So, yeah, so this kid for a tiger and some meth would definitely take it in the ass from Joe Exotic.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. Police say a couple found naked and wrestling in their car parked outside a Florida mall, got into a fight about a peanut. Okay, that was what the title was. Like, get better at writing articles.
I get so mad.
Like, get better at writing.
Bad grammar, bad writing.
And just bad writing. Like, I could get through some of the grammar as long as it's readable, but, like, bad writing, just, like, not interesting. Witnesses called 911 around 9 p.m. Sunday when they spotted 21-year-old Robert Janish of Minnesota and his girlfriend engaged in a naked fight. And when deputies arrived, they separated the two and noticed the woman had some injuries to her neck. Officers said the woman told them that she and her boyfriend had sex in a car outside the Clearwater Mall, and after she needed to urinate. So she stepped outside the car, did so, and used a napkin to wipe herself clean, but then accidentally tossed the napkin onto him. All right, so now I can finally, getting through this fucking terrible article, can explain, I guess. So she peed, wiped her shit, and threw it at this motherfucker, basically, and he hit her for it.
Accidentally.
Everything, it was accidentally. He hit her accidentally, she threw it accidentally. I'm saying everything was on purpose, and she purposely threw that pee napkin at him, and he purposely hit her over it, because he was like, why the fuck would you throw that fucking pee napkin at me, bitch? And I don't understand or condone hitting women, but I do understand getting upset about the pee napkin. I mean, that's disgusting. Don't throw pee napkins at people.
Don't throw pee napkins
nasty
at
bitches.
anybody.
Maheen, do you throw pee napkins at Chris? And what does he do? What does he do when
Jokingly?
what does he do? I love the delay because I can get right ahead of it. What does he do when you do that?
I've never done that. I would never throw a pee napkin at him.
So, what'd you say? Only 11 times you threw a pee napkin at him?
Only once or twice.
I think you're breaking up. Okay, so does he hit you when you throw these 11 times you threw the pee?
Oh, Nick.
Oh, this is hilarious. I like the Skype. JK, LOL. Christopher would never hit her, and he's the nicest man in the world, and Maheen may throw a pee napkin.
Very nicer.
I'm not going to say I can say that 100% confidently. The pee napkin and Maheen not doing it, I can't say with the same confidence, but I mean, I would assume she wouldn't.
I don't think that there's ever going to be a situation where I would have a pee napkin.
It was difficult, I know, to understand, but I just read through the reason why that would happen.
I guess you're right.
That was what the whole article was about.
But
if you're on a road trip, I mean, you're not going to be banging outside of Walmart, but if you're on a road trip, and then you're peeing, and he's like making fun of you, and then you're like, here's a pee napkin. I don't know.
Okay, I haven't had to pee outside in 10 years.
Would do it before
thank you, Alexio. Alexio gets what I'm trying to say.
I'm
far more confident Chris would never hit you, but I'm not as confident you would never throw a pee napkin.
You're lucky that all he has to do is shake it.
Exactly.
Or else he would throw something at you.
Which is why I don't think he's going to have a pee napkin. Speak of the devil, he just snapped me. And your girlfriend just snapped me.
Oh, shit.
I just saw it.
Snapchat blowing up. Snapchat's got to be blowing up, dude. It's La Quarantina. La Quarantina.
You guys want to do today memes?
Yeah. Is that what we're up to? I was just going to ask you.
Yeah.
All right, so these are the memes. Is this last dinner meme? Yes.
All of those little pictures. Yeah.
All right, here we go. So when the quarantine goes for 4 decades instead of 4 weeks, oh my God! And it's the scene from Willy Wonka where Uncle Joe and all the other lazy ass grandparents are laying in the bed for 25 years, and it's so funny because that is what we'd all be doing. We're gonna be stuck in our fucking beds, like not even moving. Bro, speaking of this meme though, how fucking Uncle Joe as you get older is just the worst character ever, right?
Grandpa Joe.
But yeah. He's just the worst guy ever. Like, he could get up that easily and he just laid there and let them struggle for years?
Without working for years.
Dude, so insane, right? So insane.
The guy's a fucking asshole.
Oh, I just downloaded it.
Go to the first picture.
This one? Oh, the big. The big field.
Okay.
We'll go back to this. I know everybody probably read it, but damn, stop downloading. I mean, I'm gonna have to download it anyway, but stop doing that. All right. This was funny. Yes, I did. I saw this one. March to end Cove. It says. So if you're listening, it's a big, huge crowd. Looks like a Yankees stadium, like a Yankee parade or like any kind of championship parade. Ticker tape, and it's like March to end COVID-19. Well done, everyone. Amazing turnout. So funny. Because, people would fucking do that. People are so stupid. There's enough stupid people to fill that picture with if you tried to convince them of that. I mean, it would be bad, so nobody would do it.
We should start a petition just to get some...
just to see how many fucking idiots would go out there. How many idiots do we think? Comment below. Tell us how many idiots. That's what people do, so you have to do that more.
Yeah.
How many idiots do you think would show up at the COVID-19 rally that we throw? And today, Millenia is going to host it. This might just be the most stupid thing I have ever seen. So this guy has the gloves on and he's eating, just like the video. Eating the bag of chips that he just got from the supermarket before he even pays for them. I mean, I'm a culprit of that as well. But with his Corona gloves. And just like, let me tell you another thing. My cousin posted this thing, and I commented on it just to make sure anybody who does follow me and is part of Mask Gang is well aware. I mean, there was pictures of a lot of people littering, throwing their fucking gloves, throwing their masks on the floor. And I just want to say this. It should go without saying, but the Mask Gang does not condone that, nor do we partake in any sort of littering of our masks. So, yes, we're masked up. Yes, we've been on top of it since day one. Yes, we are the Mask Gang, but we don't throw our shit on the floor. So I just wanted to lay that out there, and tell everybody else who's not in Mask Gang, don't throw their shit on the floor either.
For sure.
Dirty motherfuckers. But so this guy's eating chips with his dirty Corona gloves. Disgusting.
Gross.
And Maheen said that she was riding the subway last week, and she saw someone doing that.
We saw it on Instagram.
I actually did see it at the Indian grocery store. People had opened up a bag of something and they were eating it and
with fucking gloves.
With their fucking gloves on.
No,
people shopping together.
Did you really say? Did you really, or are you just saying that because I said that?
No. I actually did see that. I forgot until
and
I saw that.
You should have videotaped it. Like that's why you're not going viral. You would have been viral already.
I feel like I would have gotten punched in the face.
No, I would have been like, dude, you're fucking gross. You deserve to get videotaped. You're a dumb fuck. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing that?
I was just recording you, sir, because you're retarded.
You're the reason why this disease is still spreading.
Exactly. You're retarded. So, 7 to 9 hurricanes predicted for above normal 2020 season. And then somebody wrote, bitch, we're getting jumped. Yo, for real, dude. Imagine houses go down in quarantine. Oh, my God. Does it get any worse than that? You have to figure out how to shelter people when everyone's occupied?
Jesus.
Dude, so insane. What'll happen is all the kids that live in the city, which I guess every girl on Bumble apparently lives in the city, but it came back to mom's on Long Island. Like, okay, I'm sure every one of you do, dude. And you have no boyfriend. But they all live in the city by themselves. And so everyone who did that is going to have to start, like, volunteering to fucking Airbnb their shit or something, I'll have to leave here. We'll have to fucking hold hurricane survivors in your apartment. Quarantine. Ready. So the next one. It's a tweet from some guy, and it says, you just know the Americans are going to be making films about COVID-19 where they make it out like they single-handedly ended the whole pandemic themselves. Someone like The Rock will play the badass scientist who finds the cure while also fighting terrorists for some reason. And I think this tweet is funny and everything about it is funny other than the fact that they said we make it out. So I'm going to reread it. You just know the Americans are going to make films about COVID-19 when we single-handedly ended the whole thing by ourselves. Someone like The Rock's going to play the badass scientist who finds the cure while also fighting terrorists for some reason. All of that, I agree with you, Poj Senior at The Salt is Here. But yeah, you just had to make a minor adjustment, nothing wrong. I mean, if we're going to judge everybody's grammar and literal articles on the New York Times, then we shouldn't judge you too much. So... he just worded it wrong now, but that's pretty funny, and that is so true. there is going to be a movie, and The Rock's going to be in it, and he's going to have like glasses,
For sure.
and he's going to have like glasses on, but also be super jacked, and then like have to fight terrorists for some weird reason, but be unbelievably good at it. Like, why would a scientist be that good at it? But he just is, and yeah, that's basically what it's going to be. So
Maheen sent a bunch of names too.
He did, but there's too many, and we've been going for so long.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
we'll see next week. Do you guys want to do Beeny's Corner?
Yeah, so we'll end it off with Beeny's Corner as per usual. Do you want to take over sharing the screen, Maheen?
I can do that, yeah.
Alright, so let me end sharing with mine.
Is that gonna mess up the recording?
I'm not using Skype to record, so no, it's just gonna be the same thing that everybody was seeing, but through her screen, yeah.
I forgot, yeah.
All right.
So now,
so for my corner,
what you're seeing and I'm seeing, that's what everybody sees. Let me get my face out of here.
So I wanted to kind of go over some of those like rabbit hole things that you can get lost in, since we're all sitting at home and not doing anything anyway. And if you want to entertain yourself, there's a bunch of Wikipedia pages and creepypasta pages and this type of stuff that's out there. So with that being said, this article up here, which I'll get the link and we can actually attach it, but it's 19 internet urban legends that'll scare the shit out of you. And I just picked a couple to go over, and they're just like pages that you can get lost in and kind of learn about, but the expressionless and just a quick little tidbit, whatever.
Your internet's not much better.
I know, it sucks.
This is because everyone in the world is on the internet.
It's on, yeah.
And people are just running running everything
Netflix,
like I am. Like I'm running the fucking TV.
Video.
My Fire Stick's plugged in right behind the TV. The computer's running on the internet. My phone's over there plugged into Wi-Fi.
But
the Alexa.
You're the one hogging it all up.
I'm just using it.
So this creepypasta wiki article is about the expressionless. Have you guys ever heard of this?
No, creepypasta. No.
Oh my god, I could literally read creepypastas all day. These are written by people. So people wrote these stories, they're not real. But I've heard this story for a long time. Like, I've seen it for a long time, I've heard it for a long time. So basically this woman appeared in the hospital in a white blood-covered gown. Her face would not move. She looked like a mannequin, but she was human, but she wasn't human. The actual story, because this is just an article about it, goes on to talk about how, you know, when the whole time she was there, she was expressionless and she was not fighting, not doing anything. But when they finally had to restrain her, she had this like alien type force. And when she opened her mouth, her teeth were just like these crazy, jagged, like she was not real. She killed a bunch of people, fought everybody off, and left the hospital.
Yeah.
But the article...
No, let me read this part of the article because it kind of explains. The first being that alright, so they're basically saying like there's something wrong with her. Like there were two things that caused people who saw her to vomit and flee in terror. The first thing being she wasn't exactly human. She resembled something like a mannequin, but had the dexterity and fluidity of a normal human being. Her face was as flawless as a mannequin's, devoid of eyebrows and smeared in makeup. So like she just looked super creepy, all like done up, looking like a mannequin. And then it says there was a kitten clamped in her jaws. What? Wait a second. No teeth could be seen, and the blood was still squirting out over her gown on the floor. Then she pulled it out of her mouth, tossed it aside, and collapsed? She walked in with a kitten in her mouth?
In her mouth. In her jaw.
What do you mean in her jaw? Like in her jaw like some dip? How do you fit a kitten there?
I mean, I would imagine that if it's clamped so tight you can't see teeth, yeah, it's just like all of it. Ugh.
And then...
Don't fuck the cats.
And then she just spit it out?
I guess.
Dude, what the fuck? And this is supposed to be real?
So again, creepypastas, these are these stories that people make. Anyway, that's a good one. I'm going to leave it at that to keep
Do they make them up or are they fake?
Okay, so this I thought was real for a long time, for like years of my life.
But it's
on creepypasta, so I hope not.
Oh, so anything on creepypasta is not real?
No.
Oh, okay, so they're just fun.
Yeah. Okay. This is the first creepypasta I ever read, and it was abandoned by Disney. This is such a well-written story, such a good story. You guys should all read it. The page has been deleted. Fuck. It's so good.
So these are just like, they deleted it, yeah.
So good. So basically, the story talks about, I'm sure if you go to actual creepypasta, you'll find the real story, but the story talks about an abandoned Disney park that somebody breaks into because it's like overgrown with weeds and looks so cool, and they wanted to hang out and have this whole park to themselves, but then they find themselves in the character dressing room where that's all the what are they called? The costumes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Mickey appears. And it's not normal Mickey. He looks crazy. And maybe he kills this person. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. The story gets really intense. But if you can find it, I definitely recommend digging in and reading it. It's really good.
And who writes them?
Just random people. Anybody can trivia. That's awesome. And then last creepypasta before I get into some real stories, some more Wikipedia pages, but Candle Cove. So this can no longer be read on this wiki as well, but the story goes on about a local 70s program called Candle Cove, and as more users begin to recall details of the show, the story takes a dark turn. People remember strange episodes which seem completely inappropriate for children's broadcasting, and a disturbing villain who wants to grind your skin. And the story ends with a shocking reveal, bringing into question the entire nature of Candle Cove. The shocking twist is that they find out that it never really aired on TV. So how do all these people remember reading or seeing this on TV and seeing the same episodes and all of that? So they go into that. That's super creepy. I have chills because I remember reading all about it. So 3 really good creepypastas to dig in if you want to get lost in that wormhole.
Oh, that's cool. I never even heard of creepypastas, so I'm going to read some.
Me neither.
Yeah.
And then you have some real ones that are like these?
Then I got some real things that happened. So that's the real stuff. So
that's why it says the real stuff.
So this is like, I mean, not as crazy, but still pretty crazy. So this is just a Wikipedia page that covers some of the crazy things that have happened at Disneyland, some minor, people hopping the fence, getting stuck, whatever, to like actual deaths that have happened at Disneyland resorts.
Uh-huh.
My favorite story about a death is not somebody that died at the resort, but a person that was dead that they thought was a mannequin, but wasn't a mannequin, and they used him as part of a prop for one of the rides for years. Yeah.
And he wasn't a mannequin?
Was not a mannequin.
And he was in there all the time.
He was in there. They were doing maintenance. They wanted to clean him up a little bit, and they were like, fuck, his hand just came out. There's bone in here.
Wait,
yeah.
What? And it was a dead human being?
Dead human being. Crazy, right?
A dead human being stinks.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like mummified at that point.
What?
Y'all should read it, for real.
Oh.
So that's another
whole
good
thing
one.
of like crazy shit that happened at Disneyland.
Yeah, just like incidents that have happened. I'm going to close some of these pages so maybe it loads faster. Last meal, I thought this was super interesting. So this is famous last meals of people that have
yeah. I've read some of these.
Yeah, so it's broken down by continent, and I went into the United States and looked for all like the serial killers that I knew about. And you can just see what they chose as their last meal. Some people refuse. There's like apparently a default meal of a medium steak and eggs that you get.
Yeah, if you don't pick anything, they just give you, I think it's like steak and potatoes and eggs. Maybe steak and eggs, yeah.
Yeah.
They just give it to you, and like Coca-Cola. But you can pick like crazy shit. So let's see if anybody. Yeah. So read some. Let's see if anybody pick some crazy shit.
I want to find someone I know, because then I feel like it's worth more. Tell me if you guys see any names of any murderers that you know.
They're in alphabetical order, so
yeah.
Just name one you know, and we'll go get it. John Wayne Gacy should be coming up. He's right there.
Oh yeah, there he is. So John Wayne Gacy got a dozen deep fried shrimp, a bucket of original recipe chicken from KFC, French fries, and a pound of strawberries, and a bottle of Diet Coke to top it off.
Word, a whole bottle. Good for him. That's fucking wild. Let's see what they killed Ted Bundy.
Let's find out. Ted Bundy? I don't know.
No, I think he died in prison, but they might have. Yeah,
Ted Bundy declined a special meal, so he was given, but did not eat the traditional steak and eggs, or hash browns, toast, milk, coffee, juice, butter, and jelly.
That's what they give you, yeah, if you don't want fucking anything.
I feel like I wouldn't have much of an appetite.
What about, I would, fuck it. Going down anyways, right? With
I went looking for a really big one. This is crazy. Thomas J. Grasso. I don't know who that guy is, but 2 dozen steamed mussel, 2 dozen steamed clams, a double cheeseburger from Burger King, half a dozen barbecued spare ribs, 2 strawberry milkshakes, half a pumpkin pie with whipped cream, diced strawberries, and a 16-ounce can of spaghetti with meatballs served at room temperature. That's disgusting.
Holy fuck.
That's a lot of food.
It's a lot of food.
Oh, he wanted SpaghettiOs. He issued a public statement afterwards, and these dumb motherfuckers gave him room temperature spaghetti and meatballs in a fucking can, and he just wanted SpaghettiOs and meatballs cooked and given to him in room temperature, which makes a lot more sense.
Ugh.
You never eat SpaghettiOs and meatballs?
Yeah.
I've never eaten canned spaghetti.
Oh, yeah, I have. They're pretty good. Makes more sense than canned spaghetti and meatballs. That's fucking terrible. Oh, man, here's a long one. Wait. So, Robert Dale Conklin, murderer.
Filet mignon wrapped in bacon, deveined shrimp, sauteed in garlic butter with lemon. I could get behind that.
Yeah, this
Baked
guy
potato
has
with
got
butter.
some good taste.
He knows how to do it.
Yeah, sour cream and chives, real bacon bits, corn on the cob, asparagus, hollandaise sauce, French bread, butter, goat cheese, cantaloupe, apple pie, vanilla bean ice cream. Honestly, that sounds so good.
Yeah. I love that guy's meal.
That's great.
Yeah, he lit it up.
Good.
I would copy that and
Yes,
just make that. That's a good
Yeah.
one.
This is
So
a good
that's
page. You
really
guys should
cool.
check it out.
Yeah, that's really cool.
What else?
Don't worry if we go
There's a
over. Nobody
bunch.
has shit to do. You ain't nothing better to do. Oh, speaking of mean, you know what we should do? You should look into it for maybe a corner one week. They have these tier lists we can get right off the internet, and we can rank candies and snacks. And people do it. The people did it like 6 months ago, but we can do it late, like we do some things. Who cares?
Everything.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah,
like,
down.
All the trendy shit. But you move
you
it
guys
right
heard
on the
of that?
computer, so you move it into the list and you make it. It's pretty fun. So we can do that.
Okay.
All right. So what's this?
The Dancing Plague of 1518, just a random event
Oh,
that
I
happened.
know this one.
Right? So the plague killed around 15 people per day. These people would not stop dancing. And they just literally couldn't do it.
This thing makes you dance.
It doesn't make you
And you dance until you die.
Get the fuck, it's a controversy. What is this? The outbreak began in 1518 when a woman began to dance fervently in a street. Some sources claim that for a period the plague killed around 15 people per day. However, the sources of the city of Strasbourg at the time of the events did not mention the number of deaths or even if there were fatalities. Historical documents including physical notes, cathedral sermons, and blah 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 issued in
People
Strasbourg
die of
County.
exhaustion.
Clear that the victims danced. It is not known why. That's wild.
So weird. So the theory is that it was food poisoning caused by toxic psychoactive chemical products of ergot fungi, which
some
grows
kind of
commonly
mushroom.
on grains. I just think it's a crazy, weird story.
Well, what they're saying is whatever the fuck happened, people were dancing for days. Whether people died or not, people were dancing. For whatever reason, between 50 and 400 people were dancing. It's a very big number ratio, but...
The story I read for that was that it was like I forgot what it's called when one person gets like some type of sickness or illness and then you think you have it, so your brain
Mass
tricks
hysteria?
you into getting sick. Yeah, mass hysteria or something like that. Where they said that it was a disease and all of a sudden people started getting it or believed that they had it. And that's
Like
just kind of like the placebo. Yeah, kind of like a placebo effect where your brain fucking tricked you, and so people kept dancing and hurting themselves and fucking dying.
Yeah.
So I do have another page in here that talks about something similar to that, about Munchausen's, where you think you're sick.
Or that people think kids are sick, dude. There's some crazy... I've watched some crazy documentaries during this here quarantine about families that basically just treat the kid like they're sick. And they pretend the kid is sick its whole life. And they just like... The doctors are like, what do you mean? It's like, just tell the doctor that it's hurting because he doesn't believe you. He doesn't believe you. And they just like, get the kid on their side to lie about shit hurting. And they just like leave him in a wheelchair and teach him from home and... Just for whatever sick reason they're into.
There's a series on Hulu.
So that's exactly what I love it. I remember me and you talked about this. Munchausen's by proxy is what you're talking about, Nick, is when you, as a proxy,
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's crazy shit. But wait,
the
people have
murder
it for
of Dee Dee
themselves.
Blanchard, her daughter Gypsy Rose.
Yes,
she
I
made
watched
everyone-
this one. This is the one. Gypsy Rose. And then Gypsy
Yeah.
Rose murked her bitch ass.
Yeah,
It was like, yo,
she did.
fuck you, mom, for doing that shit to me and killed her bitch ass, dude. This is a crazy story.
It is. It really is. She started not taking the things that were making her sick. She started online dating her boyfriend, and they came up with a plot to murder Dee Dee Blanchard.
Yeah.
And they did.
And they're in jail for it. How crazy is that? Would you murder your... I don't know if I'd murder them, but you don't know any better. Like, so you're like, I gotta get out of this situation. Because it's a crazy deal. Like, you basically are dead. Like, your mom's just forcing you... Dude, she acted like she was, like, 12, this girl.
Yeah.
Bro, and she was,
she's
like,
28 years old.
19. Yeah, it was fucking crazy, bro. Like, she was acting like a 6-year-old. She was, like, 15. It was so nuts. And they had her just, like... They were she was shaving her head, which is a common one. They're like, let's just shave your head now before it falls out. They always do that. I've seen, like, three different cases of this. And they always pull that one on the kid. I guess that's like an easy one to pull on over anybody. But yeah, how fucking nuts is that, dude? I've seen that
crazy.
shit. You guys should watch that. Dee Dee Blanchard and fucking Gypsy Rose.
I literally
dog.
wrote it right under it. On Hulu, it's called The Act, if anyone wants to check it out.
That's it, dude. I see that shit, dude.
That's awesome. Couple more pages. Right along with the Dancing Plague, it had a link to the Salem witch trials because one of the explanations for the Dancing Plague was witches, obviously, right? So
of course.
Just more info about the Salem witch trials, which for me as a young emo goth growing up,
Man,
I
you were a
loved
fucking
reading
witch,
about
dude.
witches.
Yeah.
a witch.
I guarantee you way more people died of being accused of being a witch than of that disease.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Well, they were murking chicks for, like, if you did
Yeah.
anything that was, like, even even good, they were like, you're a witch. You only did it 'cause
Yeah.
Or you didn't even do anything at all. Like someone's husband got caught cheating, he'd blame it on some witch.
Yeah. Like she hexed me. She put a hex on me.
Yeah. Exactly.
This one's super interesting. Spontaneous human
I'm
combustion. So the concept of combustion of a living or recently deceased human body, but there's a picture.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
Where is the picture?
This
All right,
is-
maybe I'll just text you the picture.
That's crazy. So people just explode, is what it's
They
saying? Like,
just
trying to read it?
explode. Not
Or like an alive person.
Or
an
dead.
alive person or a dead
It
person.
says or dead.
A dead person I could see because you build up gases as your body
That's
rots.
what they're saying.
But,
Look, apparent external source of
but
ignition.
an alive person, why would you build up gases that explode?
So it says it refers to the death from a fire originating without an apparent external source of ignition. The fire is believed to start within the body of the victim. The idea and this term, spontaneous human combustion, were both first proposed in 1746.
Yeah,
It's
it's
so long
crazy.
ago.
I'd say that's bullshit.
Oh, but let me send you the picture. I wish I had it.
I say that's bullshit. I could see a dead body doing that, but not an alive person. Not like a person walking down the street just fucking
Let's see the
exploding.
picture. She's gonna search.
Sounds like murder.
It's spontaneous human combustion, baby.
It sounds like murder. It sounds like poisoning.
It sounds like this. They
Somebody-
blew somebody
yeah,
up and was just
somebody
like,
fucking
he just blew up. I don't know what happened.
Somebody funneled gasoline
I
down their
was just
stomach.
talking to Jonathan and he blew up.
Yeah, I just funneled gasoline down his stomach and he exploded. I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened.
So these people that are saying just exploded this guy.
Yeah.
It's hard to see because
fucking
like my stupid
way.
face is in the way. There you go. You had to move it. Look at that.
Just legs.
No way.
And that's the thing, is that all the pictures have legs.
No.
It's starting from your body.
Bro.
That's not fucking real.
And that's
Something
there's
else
a toilet
blew
there.
them up.
It's not by
dude.
a fire.
Yeah, but maybe the toilet blew him up.
This guy, these fucking people were murdered. This dude's a serial killer that's just good at making up a story.
Yo, it's all one guy. He just was
Yeah.
like, yo, spontaneous. He was the
I
scientist.
don't know, man.
Who's the
'Cause it
scientist
happened.
who said it in 1746? He's the guy who did it.
That's the guy who kills people.
And then what do you got here, Beeny?
There was no pictures in 1746.
Oh my God! All right, so getting into this, Mount Everest, bro. I've seen tons of documentaries on Mount Everest.
Yo.
Mount Everest is crazy, and like, yo, once you get up there, if you don't get up and get down in the right amount of time, it gets so cold, you're done. People die up there in massive numbers.
Yeah.
That's just a dead body, and everybody knows Green Boots. They know him as a landmark because they know he died there.
Yeah.
Like, they know.
Dude, everyone, when you die there, they leave you there. They have to. It's so hard to get a body down, you barely want to get a live person down. They can't even bring live bodies down. Like, when you're up at the summit, you have to get yourself down. The air is so bad, the altitude's so high, you can't breathe. You just got to get down. Get there, summit, and get down. Like, that's what I've seen. And people who hung out too long or waited for a person to finally summit, all this kind of stuff, they never make it. And they just stay up there forever, bro.
This is insane.
When you see all these weird names, these, like, not weird, but Asian names, they're all fucking Sherpas, dude. The Sherpas go up there, and the Sherpas end up fucking dying. Trying to take care of all these people. Anybody who's fucking Nepalese, I don't know how you would say it, but they're all Sherpas.
Nepali.
Any Nepalis
I think
you see.
two sides. I think there's two sides.
Yeah, there is, but they only let you, I think, summit in Nepal. I don't think you can summit in the other country. Like that particular thing where they climb up, because it's base camp. You got to go from like base camp 1.
I saw a video where one side was giving way too many permits for people to go up there, so people were literally stuck in a line.
Yes, that's Nepal.
Oh my God.
That's the Nepal side. People climb it like a tourist attraction. They pay these Sherpas big money to bring them up, but these people are idiots, and sometimes the Sherpa doesn't make it down. You know, like, and nobody makes it down, and it's fucked. Look at them all. Look at the country of Nepal. Look at how many people are fucking dead.
So much.
It's
I
crazy.
thought this list would end by now. We're still in 2013.
Yeah, no, there's hundreds and thousands, probably thousands of people that have died. Plenty of thousands that died.
Yeah.
It's crazy. They even say where they died, like below Camp 2. People died at base camp. People died near the South Summit. That means you got there. Like, dude, it's
exhausted
crazy.
on descent.
Look,
so many
Tibet side. This guy died on the Tibet side, so that's the other side. He probably tried.
Your brain, when your brain doesn't have oxygen, it starts to expand.
Yeah, if your tank runs low, whatever. Like, there's so many things that can go wrong. But if anything goes wrong, you are dead. That's the problem.
So anyway, that was my list of pages you guys can visit.
Maheen, would you ever climb Mount Everest?
Absolutely not. I'm not physically fit enough to do that. I would die.
Even if I was physically fit, I don't have to do that. You can literally look at a picture.
I feel like it would be sick to say you did it afterwards, but
there's so many people who have done it though.
Yeah, you could turn it. Yeah. So many people have done it, so fuck it, right? But not like so many. I don't know anybody.
It's like not even that special.
I don't know.
Too many people have done it.
Alexio's just diminishing the accomplishments of everyone who fucking has ever summited it.
No, but it's not even an accomplishment. You can just pay enough Sherpas to get your fat ass up there.
Yeah, no, that's what it is. Yeah. Now, if you do it without that, like some people do, like some
for
people
sure,
become their own climber, but most people are just paying the Sherpa to drag them up, basically.
Yeah,
no.
The Sherpa takes the risk of, can I get 3 people and myself up and down alive? He knows they can't do it themselves. So yeah, no, it's crazy, and you're probably right. Like, why put that guy's life in danger? And you would have to at least once, so it's probably pointless. So that was a cool thing. I want to definitely check out Creepypasta. That seems funny. What else have you guys been doing? I mean, this was a long one, but who cares, because nobody has anything else to do. You might as well fucking listen to it. Make sure you like and subscribe and leave some comments, and we got fucking nothing to do.
You guys could play us in the background while you're making your 75th pot of pasta.
Yeah, while you're jerking it on your phone, put us on your television.
Oh my God.
Don't do that.
Why? I'm good looking.
You could. You could.
I'm right here, baby. I look a little fat, I know, but it's a
if
crew
you
neck
like the
sweatshirt.
chubby chasers.
It's a
No
crew
one
neck.
can see your tummy today.
It's a crew neck sweatshirt. I know I look a little tubby. I know I'm smoking too much. I know a lot of things are wrong with this video.
Listen, both of you. You both are perfect.
Thank you.
You are beautiful.
You're perfect, Maheen. You're perfect.
Don't ever tell yourself that you're getting fat. You are perfect.
I don't know if I'm getting that, but I saw the clip and I look fat in this thing. And yeah, so I'm playing golf. That's what I'm gonna keep doing.
I hate that.
Me and Alexio are building masks. And
We're I'm getting really good at my bow and arrow.
You're shooting your bow and arrow?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Where?
I'll send you guys a video in my backyard.
Yeah.
I set up a little target.
Send a video of you doing it so I can cut it into the video.
I learned about anchoring.
Anchoring?
Anchoring is where you bring back your hand to the same exact spot every single time. So you go like that. My spot is right here.
That's your spot? That's your anchor?
You don't wear your glasses when you do it, though, right?
No, yeah. It goes that the string goes like this, so it does go right up against my nose, my cheek, and I just let it go.
And with your back, right? You gotta like squeeze and compress your back.
Squeeze, just fucking. Wow.
Well, watch out. We got Robin Hood and Little John moving through the forest. Oodalati, oodalati, oodalati day. And you know why I know that song word for word? Because I've watched everything on Disney Plus too. I'm like out of cartoons. I did Frozen 1, Frozen 2. Did I mention last week how stupid Frozen 2 is? And Anna?
No.
Okay, so let me tell you something. Have you ever seen Frozen?
I saw the first one, yeah.
So
years ago.
How come every little girl is dressed up like fucking Elsa when she's not even a character, basically? She's like a third-rate character at best. Like, she couldn't even win supporting actress from that movie. Like, if it were nominated, I wouldn't even nominate her for... I would nominate Kristoff for supporting actor, and I would nominate Anna for starring role, and she's just a secondary actress at best. And yet, this is the only person you know. If you've never seen the movie, you've never heard of Anna. Until you watch the movie, and then you're like, who the fuck, when does Elsa come around? Like, it's so fucking insane. It's like I can't believe they did that. Like, I can't believe little girls just want the blonde girl that bad that they just fucking...
That's what it is.
The magic and the blonde, that's what it is. Yeah, the other girl has no magic.
She's a pretty breed.
She's redhead, yeah, that's it. So crazy to me, I thought. So I watched 1 and 2. I'm fucking burning through shit, dude. Burning through shit.
Well, you got something to keep you entertained.
Milo's fat.
You know what I could give you guys is I give you access to my DC Universe app. There's a series on there called The Harley Quinn. It's really good.
So good. I saw an episode with you, right? An episode or two?
Oh, yeah.
So good.
Who plays
really
her?
It's a cartoon voice.
Ooh, that's a good... It's
cartoon?
It's an animation, yeah. But it's really good. You'll love it.
It's really good, yeah.
I don't like cartoons really, or DC Marvel.
You'll see. You'll see why it's good.
Wait, there's a movie out with Harley Quinn, though, isn't there?
It's okay.
Yeah, I didn't even want to watch it. It looked like it's like, you should definitely watch it. Have you guys seen The Platform yet?
No.
But you don't even have to read, Alexio. We just have to read subtitles. It's a Spanish movie, so good. So basically the premise of it, and we'll let you go with this, but you can watch this when you get a chance, is it's a big, like 300 some odd floor platform, or 200 some odd floor platform, and each level has 2 people on it, 2 prisoners, and they have a bed and a sink, and it's just concrete. And then this big buffet banquet table comes down, and up top they like take it so serious, like the table has to be perfect, as if like millionaires were coming to eat there. And then they drop it down level after level, and people just gorge it with their hands. And if you're under level like 100, you don't get to eat, and so you're there for 30 days, and then they randomly switch it. It's just funny because they thought that they were making I think I talked to somebody about this.
This is a movie?
This is a movie, yeah. They thought that they were making a movie about the problems with capitalism and how everyone at the top takes too much, but they fucked up by making it so everybody switches floors and you never earned what floor you got to. So it's actually a movie for communism. What's wrong with communism? But they didn't know that when they made it. They thought it was capitalism, but yeah, that's basically what it is. But regardless of what their political point was, that they missed it by literally 360 degrees, it's still a great movie. Like, just
180 degrees.
So 180 degrees, yeah. 360, that means they hit it, right? You just hit it a long one.
At 360, you end up right back
where you were, yeah. So they missed it, like, they tried, but I get what they were doing. What should have been is the lightness of your sentence should have determined your floor, and they never should have switched. And then that would be, like, performance-based where you are. But are people who are really there going to let everyone else die? Because that was, like, the whole thing. Like, are you really going to let everyone die? Like, you've been
Do they?
Yeah. Even though they've been on floor 130 and they've eaten their fucking cellmate to stay alive, whatever the hell they did, When they get back on floor 10, they gorge everything they can. Yeah. And they spit on the food as it goes down, and it's gross. Yeah, but that's, I guess, what people would do, right? But
where do you watch this?
Netflix. It's like number 3 in News Today. What do you guys do during the day?
I try not to watch a lot of TV, to be honest, during the day. Like, I save Netflix or Hulu for night. Because I don't want to get, like, stuck into this, like, rut of just sitting in a spot and watching. Yeah. But I've been cooking, I've been cleaning and stuff like that, like, keeping myself busy. I have an online class I'm taking.
You're in your online class. What do? You don't watch a lot of TV?
Video games.
Wait, you have Xbox 360 or PS4?
I'm playing PS4.
What? That's what you're doing, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I would be doing.
Right now I'm playing Assassin's Creed.
Dude, that's what I would be doing, playing COD or something.
Assassin's Creed Origins.
It's good. All right, well, you can play video games, guys. That's really all we got for you. We made it happen. So let me see if we're even recording everything, and we are. All right, guys, we'll see you next week, probably still from quarantine. Say bye, everyone.
Peace. Bye.
Bye.